When you say that you're 1 or 2 kilometers too close to the granite, have you done stuff away from the granite, giving you a bit more confidence, or this is a understanding of the system that maybe the fractionation and the dumping out of spodumene would be needed to be further away from the heat source?
As you say, this is a hypothesis. I think realistically, given what we can see, I mean, we've tracked the lepidolite at surface in the pegmatites all the way from the young granite intrusion into old granite into the greenstones. We've then, followed that for a couple of 100 meters, and then it disappears undercover, right? The ground penetrating radar said, well, actually it doesn't disappear, it continues undercover. It's just the mineral, the spodumene, which is a pyroxene, which is more susceptible to weathering. It's no longer visible at surface. So that's a hypothesis. We've tested that. Okay. So now we really need to look at the trap sites where we should see much larger concentrations of spodumene, right? So we're now using geophysics to a large extent to both find those differentiation and to find the structural. And the theory is that you're probably likely to find the large spodumene alongside gold, right? And you see that obviously at Mount Holland, you see that at Mount Ida. While they're separate events, the plumbing's the same, right? When I'm saying events, I'm talking in time, right? The plumbing's the same. Fortunately, where we are, there's a whole bunch of historical gold mines, but we see very little outcrop of lithium there. But I'm sure once we drill below the surface, and there's very little regolith development there, right? It's almost fresh rock at surface because the greenstones there have been scraped clean. This is very, very old geology. So I think, in terms of theory, this will be, and we are doing some fundamental groundbreaking research, which we hope by the end of this season will allow us to more accurately target exactly where to drill in the sequence to find what they call the Goldilocks zone.
I guess it's a good time to say, to bring in this question. Investors out there really are learning. Like you said, what the Pilbara's PLS is doing 1.1%, and they say, oh, that's economic great, but because the price has gone up significantly, 0.7 could be on the money or lower, could be on the money. So can you just give us a narrative of what you think investors should look at as a parameter for grade, size, to make something economical?
I think because the nature of these hard rock LCT lithium, you're probably going to get, because the mineralogy and the fractionation, you should be getting, I'm talking spodumene now, you should average around 1%, right? That's just what it fractionates and comes out at. What you then obviously need, which are determined your modifying factors according to JORC code, will be depth, width and size and mining conditions, which will determine the cost of extraction. So I think grade wise, naturally it's going to be about 1 to 2%. I mean, you're seeing some freaks at the moment. There's in Canada, big systems, a bit like Greenbushes, right, which is a statistical anomaly, right? It's a freak where you're getting 2%. But I think 1 to 2%, probably close to the 1%, is where we'll end up in Western Australia, and it's very, very economic at current prices.